Good morning and welcome to Zen Fits here in Blackstone, Virginia, the center of the world. I wasn't in a bar fight. I had a basal cell carcinoma removed, and I thought it was just a little pimple, but it was about the size of a quarter. The big root systems. So I'm going to have a saber scar, a badge of honor. Like the German counts. Anyway, the title of this talk is, what is the title of this talk? We can't live without peanut butter and mystery. We can't live without peanut butter and mystery. You know, man must have peanut butter anyway. But I write a lot about, I practice a lot about, I work a lot with ambiguity. Ever since I began to study and work with Albert Lowe, ambiguity has been a mystery to me because, well, this is ambiguous. This Gestalt image of the hag, you see, here is her right eye, her nose, and the princess, here is her right chin, and she's looking in that direction, you see, and a little eyelash there. So you got the princess looking that way, and you got the hag looking this way, the princess and the hag. This is a visual metaphor for ambiguity. Which is it? Which is this picture? In other words, it has to be one. In other words, everything is one. What is it? We say what it is. We name it. That's it. That's it. And people argue, well, it might be this, it might be that. So then they got to come up with the one. There can only be one. It can't be ambiguous. In our conscious mind, in our logical, material, empirical, rational world, ambiguity is verboten. Can't have it. Everything has to be what it is. You can't be this, that, unless you're in a dream or Alice in Wonderland or art. In the world of art, ambiguity is the engine that drives it. Think Alice in Wonderland. Everything is ambiguous. She's playing croquet with a mallet and it becomes a flamingo. What the fuck, you see? So, but in the logical scientific world, there cannot be ambiguity. Science cannot tolerate ambiguity. It must be one. So you're going to keep working at it until you come up with the one, with the theory that explains it, with the definition, with the one. And but ironically, it is ambiguity that drives science, that drives our life. But let's look. I was writing this morning about, I realized that ambiguity means mystery. Now, who doesn't like a mystery? I mean, we watch British mysteries in the evening. They invented this genre of the inspector, of the Sherlock Holmes, who solves mysteries. So all of these British mysteries, they go all the way back to Sherlock Holmes, and they've evolved into the British mysteries are masterpieces. Agatha Christie. The pattern of the British mystery is that you have an idyllic little village. Maybe there's a lady on a bicycle, children playing. It's idyllic. It's peaceful. Everything is contained. Everything is under control. And suddenly there's murder. Somebody stumbles upon it. It gets dark. Somebody stumbles upon a body and screams, "Ah!" Mystery is here. Ambiguity is here. Who did it? Why is this mystery here? We got to get rid of it. So they call in the inspector, the DI or the DCI, the detective inspector, comes in, the Sherlock, Vera, all of these famous detectives come in to solve, to get rid of the ambiguity, to get rid of the mystery and restore the village to its peaceful Garden of Eden. No mystery, no ambiguity. So that's basically, so anyway, we do this, so we induce this mystery. My wife loves crossword puzzles. I mean, she centers her mind on the crossword puzzle, which is a mystery, an induced mystery. I mean, which she's got to work to get all the words to fit. This is a Zen fit. I mean, nothing fits, and she works and works and works till she gets everything to fit. Zen fit is a mystery. Does it fit? Does it not fit? Or does it fit? I don't know. Ambiguity. So this mystery, eroticism is ambiguous. Eroticism is a sexual mystery. Eroticism is something is hidden. But come and find it. But too far. Come a little more. No, that's far enough. Come a little more. No, come a little more. So you get this in eroticism. And eroticism arouses the mind, arouses the energy, So you want to get rid of that mystery. You want to get rid of that, penetrate it and get rid of it. And that's, well, what's that? That's sex. The whole thing is eroticism arouses the sexual energy until you get a climax and you go, ah. The crossword puzzle is solved. Ah, I know the answer. Ah, the mystery is gone. The ambiguity is gone. You see? So you put a little eroticism in a movie. I mean, you got the energy aroused up, So it arouses. And that's what Zen is. The prajna paramita. Zen, prajna, is the aroused energy that does not rest on anything. Now see, here's the difference. Now with prajna paramita, with Zen Buddhism, the purpose of Zen is to arouse the creative mind, but not resting it on anything, so that the mind remains aroused, aware, and curious, and vibrant, and young. You see, it remains curious. There is no end to the mystery of prajna, this creative energy, creative mind, because if there were an end to it, well, then it would go, I can retire now. You see, no. The aroused mind is aroused and curious about everything. So it's always awake and aware, you see. Always open. Always in a state of wonder. Always in a question. What is the truth here? It never comes to a final conclusion and rest, you see. But in our culture, you see, we arouse the mind, or like advertising arouses the mind to buy a new car. But then when you get the car, you can go, until it becomes an old car, and then I need a new car. So our culture arouses the mind to act, to buy, to consume, under the illusion that if you get that product, you get that sex, you get that relationship, you can rest. And there will be no more mystery. There will be no more ambiguity. Of course, in Christianity, the only way you get to is to die. Then we say, he went to a better place. He has rest now. But Zen, the Zen that I practice, you see, is the creative Zen, which is basically about, You're always open. There is no way to come to rest. Life does not come to rest. Life is ongoing. Life is an ongoing mystery that never comes to rest. As soon as you come to rest, you've killed it. You see? So the secret is not to get attached to the object of your desire. Because if you get attached to it, then you kill it. For instance, take Space Odyssey 2001. Remember that movie? Well, there was a mystery in it. Do you remember what the mystery was? It was the black obelisk. Whenever this obelisk appeared, even the apes evolved. Of course, then the apes evolved and discovered tools, and then finally it moves to the astronauts who have a tool. The astronaut's tool is a computer, and so they're going to space, So, but from the apes to the astronauts, the obelisk appears along the way as an ultimate mystery. What is it? They don't know. It doesn't fit. It doesn't fit, you see. So the mystery is something that does not fit into the known world. So going back to the British mystery, you got the idyllic little village, and the lady on the bicycle. Everything fits. Everything's in order. The British love the order, classical order. Gardens are manicured. Not a leaf on the grass. They're all perfect. Everything is in order. The portraits, the pictures, the classics. Roman order, British order, you see. But there's always a murder in there. There's always this darkness rises up. There's always this unknown. The horror, Jaws comes up, you see. Jaws will come up and grab you. Just when you think you're on a sunny vacation at the beach, you see Jaws. Murder, darkness will break into this idyllic order, you see. Stirs it all up. Now you got to solve the mystery. Well, what is that? Basically, we're talking about expanding consciousness, getting a Jaws ended with you got to get a bigger boat. This boat isn't big enough to handle Jaws. You got to get a bigger boat. You got to expand your consciousness. You got to expand your awareness and go beyond the boundaries. So whenever we're in a boundary, in a little English village, you see, where everything is just so, there has to be murder. There has to be horror. We love horror movies. There has to be death. There has to be mystery. There has to be unknown. Why? Because it is only by the unknown being introduced into the known that the known begins to expand and transcend the boundaries. So man, by nature, is a transcendent being. Frogs and turtles don't transcend themselves. They remain frogs and turtles. But man is the transcendent being. He must have murder. He must have mystery. He must have something unknown that drives him crazy. He must have something unknown that he can't figure out, but he must. So he cannot let it rest, and yet he cannot figure it out. So this is where Zen, comes to is the ultimate mystery, where you remain in a state of wonder. What is it? What is this life? Who am I? I don't know. Who am I? Who are you? Who is God? I don't know. It's a mystery. Yet at the same time, because it's ambiguous, the mystery awakens knowing, because they're the same. This is why we take this word ambiguity again. The ambiguity, the hag is the princess is the hag. So what if the hag is the known, the little village where everything's in place, everything's in order? And the murder, let's reverse it, I'm sorry, the princess is the beauty, the classic, the order. Everything's in place. Everything is known. Everything is safe. Everything is certain. Everything's under control. And then the witch appears. You see. Now, is the witch the princess and the princess the witch? Are they not the same but different? If you have the princess, don't you also have the witch? If you have peace, don't you also have murder or disturbance? If you have one, you have the other. They're different. Oh, I want the princess. I don't want the witch. And yet they can't be separated. They can't be separated. But we try to separate them, get rid of the witch, you see. So when murder comes to the idyllic little village, you see, the inspector comes in to find out who did it and remove the cause, you see, because if you remove the cause, you remove the effect. And the effect is murder. So we remove the cause, we remove the murder, and we restore America. We restore peace, you see. But we don't, because there is no reality. Buddha says existence is impermanent. It's always changing. So whenever you think you've got peace and stability and everything is just right, the washing machine breaks down. Or you got a cancer in your face. Or you got prostate cancer, whatever, you see. So as soon as you think you got everything, the hag, the witch appears. And we think we can separate them, but we can't. They're ambiguous. It's a mystery. It's a mystery, you see. And so this mystery drives us to transcend ourselves, to be greater than we are, to know more than we know, to go beyond the known, to go beyond the Garden of Eden, to go beyond the classical order. We're always going beyond. And the only way to get beyond is to have a mystery, an unknown, a space odyssey obelisk right in the middle of our world. What the fuck is this? We don't know. It has no use. It has no use. But like the oyster with a grain of sand, it's that little grain of sand that creates the pearl of transcendence. That little grain of sand, that little mystery, that little irritant, that little worry in your life, that little worry, that thing that shouldn't be there, it creates transcendence. And the oyster transcends the grain of sand by creating a pearl. And that pearl is the prajnaparamita, or the aroused mind that doesn't rest on anything. The pearl of wisdom. Thanks for dropping in this morning. See you tomorrow.